It's almost time for more video game trailers and information than we can physically fit in our eyes. Here are the games we can't wait to see at E3 2019. The biggest event of the gaming calendar is upon us, but it's an unusual year. Some of the industry's heaviest hitters won't be there, and being in console limbo always has knock-on effects for PC gaming. But fear not, there are still plenty of reasons to be very excited about the week ahead. In this video, we'll be looking at the games we're especially excited to learn more about next week. Remember to hit subscribe now for coverage of all the games in this list, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when each video goes live. For now though, here are the games we can't wait to see at E3 2019. There was a veritable loot chest of Borderlands 3 info released at the reveal event earlier this year, but of course we're never really content and want even more news of the guns to come. The Borderlands 3 Twitter account has already revealed that since we saw Amara the Siren and Zane the Operative at the first event, we'll be getting fresh new gameplay of Mose the Gunner at E3. Given that there are stacks of skill trees for each character now, it'll be interesting to see exactly what she'll bring to the table. Well, except guns, because, spoiler, that's in her name. Plus, given that the new hub ship, Sanctuary 3, can leave Pandora behind and we're heading into uncharted territory, we're not just seeing a new area, but a whole new planet. Chances are that this will be a planet full of even more weaponry, but 2K is also promising some surprises too, so it might be interesting to discover if there are any returning faces that we haven't already seen. New areas are especially exciting now that we know that Borderlands 3 has upgraded its movement set. Now we can mantle, throw barrels, not to mention perform a brilliant slide that makes you feel like a complete superhero. So, new environments are going to mean fresh new playgrounds to feel as cool and John Wick-like as possible. Until last week, it was only whispered rumours that were predicting a trip to London for Ubisoft's hacking franchise. It did make sense though. Watch Dogs 3 would seem like a given in a year without a new Far Cry or an Assassin's Creed. I know. I'll try and get over it. So, of course, as is the tried and tested way in the week before E3, our rogue Amazon listing, let's blame DedSec for this one, meant that Watch Dogs Legion was suddenly confirmed for a 2019 release. The description described a post-Brexit world in which society, politics and technology have changed and altered London's fortunes. Modern politics aside, the listing also says that you can play as anyone and that every individual you meet in the open world has a full set of animations, voiceover, character traits and visuals that are generated and guided by gameplay systems. People hypothesize that this means that we'll be able to see NPCs and then become them. Developer Ubisoft then broke its silence and released a tweet from the official Watch Dogs Twitter account, now called Legion, saying "God save the NPCs, #see you at E3. Someone in their marketing department definitely deserves a raise, as this confirms not just the UK setting with its national anthem tone, but also that we'll be able to switch between characters at will. This sounds a lot like Driver San Francisco, another Ubisoft game where you could flick between characters at random even when you were speeding down the winding streets of the city by the bay. It'll be interesting to see how Watch Dogs Legion makes the most of this bold new angle and whether there will be an incentive to keep leaping between people or it'll be happy for you to settle on one. We got quite excited about Cyberpunk 2077 last year, and it's fair to say that it was easily the most talked about game of E3 2018. New information about CD Projekt Red's open-world first-person RPG is scant at best, so the prospect of a whole new gameplay presentation is pretty exciting. The keywords in that last bit are gameplay presentation. Like last year, what's being shown at E3 won't be playable. Instead, CD Projekt Red will be demonstrating the game to press and the public. So it is a playable build, just not for us. What will we see? We don't know for sure, but it's certain to be a different area of Night City. The metropolis setting of Cyberpunk 2077 is split into regions, such as the luxurious Westbrook or gang-run Pacifica, and a closer look at how you traverse this urban sprawl seems likely. And if last year's presentation is anything to go by, prepare yourself for a deeper examination of the quest system. In the world of Cyberpunk 2077, the game doesn't stop if you fail a mission. It keeps on going, and you have to live with the consequences. A deeper insight into how this actually works would be an excellent way to make us even giddier than we already are. If, that's actually possible. Doom Eternal, and that's Doom in all caps like we really mean it, is Bethesda's big game at E3 2019. We can expect Doom to be the centrepiece of Bethesda's conference on June 9th, which kicks off at 5:30pm PT. We'll ignore the Skyrim mammoth in the room for now, but let's just say a full trailer for the 6th Elder Scrolls game would also be a pleasant surprise.
Back to Doom though. The sequel to the excellent 2016 reboot will take place partly on Phobos, one of the moons of Mars, and the location of the first level in the original Doom. In terms of how it'll play, expect more of the breathless, brutal same, this time with twice as many demons, a dodge manoeuvre, and a brand new pole-swinging move that should result in all kinds of gory madness. Oh, and you've got a tool called a meat hook and a retractable arm blade, which means I'm very, very in. It's been a long time since its January 2017 announce reveal, but Square Enix is finally ready to give us more information on the Marvel Avengers game. At the time, the reveal said that the game will be packed with all the characters, environments, and iconic moments that have thrilled long-time fans of the franchise.
In a post-Endgame world, don't worry, no spoilers, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, and whether this will be a Destiny-style world or a more linear campaign. All we know is that more information will be released as part of an official panel at the Square Enix showcase.
Both Deus Ex studio Eidos Montreal and Shadow of the Tomb Raider devs Crystal Dynamics have been hard at work on the game, so there's no shortage of talent. Release date-wise, there's nothing set in stone just yet, but Square's chief financial officer has announced that the studio's major launches could be anywhere between October 2019 and March 2020.
The original Evil Genius is a management game about world domination and torturing your captives, which is kind of how I play The Sims. But anyway, the prospect of a sequel to this smart, sassy henchman 'em up is an exciting prospect indeed.
The follow-up to Elixir's cult lair management and world domination simulation is still in the early stages of development, but we do know some things. Development duties are with UK Sniper Elite studio Rebellion, it's not a remaster, and it won't be free to play, which feels like serious side-eye at that Dungeon Keeper remake.
The fact it's being made in-house using Rebellion's Azura engine means it'll be a little while before your dastardly plans can come to fruition. Plenty of time then to dig out your turtleneck sweater and work on your maniacal laugh. The script says insert maniacal laughter here, but I'm not doing that. Nope. Mm-mm.
Following Doom Eternal and the exciting Bethesda new stakes is Wolfenstein the Young Blood, a follow-up set 19 years after the last game. The focus is on Sophia and Jessica, the twin daughters of BJ Blazkowicz, out to locate their missing father in a dystopian alternate version of 1980s Paris.
It'll feature the same Nazi-smashing action of the earlier games, but this time there's a cooperative multiplayer mode to boot. And development duties have been tweaked too. It's still being made by Machine Games, but Arcane Studios, the Leon developer behind the Dishonored series, is also helping out.
Dishonored meets Wolfenstein, all at a budget release price? Oh, go on then.
Yeah! You guys are weird.
The original Dying Light is one of those games that you didn't realise how much you loved until you stopped playing it. And that's precisely why it's so exciting that we're getting a sequel, which we know we're going to get to see at E3.
As well as offering more of that intoxicating cocktail of parkour and zombie bothering, the Techland sequel adds an emotive element to the game. The decisions you make will affect entire regions, adding an almost RPG element to an already exhilarating game. You'll be forced to make decisions on the spot, and the outcomes will often be unexpected.
And it looks amazing. It's set 15 years after the last game, so it's more post-apocalypse than it was before. Nature is gradually taking back the abandoned cityscapes, so it's actually starting to look quite beautiful, apart from all the zombies and the looters, obviously.
So that's the games we just can't wait to see at E3 2019. Let us know what you're most excited about in the comments below, drop us a like if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for full E3 coverage of the latest games. And if you do already subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when our next video lands.